Sorry, I had no idea that this was happening tonight. Lewis had babysitter set up. Um, so if anybody doesn't know, I'm at International Drive, so that's the I that you're seeing behind me. So I told them, I'm like, well, I still have to do this Zoom because so I have my notes and I'm ready, and we'll do a little Q&A afterwards. So this is really, really basic Zoom. So like extremely basic on IG, which is good for those that have been scared to start with IG, and also those that just started with IG. And maybe if you have already started with it, maybe you'll pick up some tips. So the first thing that I realized today when I was talking to my team about IG is that you want to, let's start from like the start. So your profile picture, try to make sure that it's pretty zoomed in of yourself. That way, because it's so small, and IG is not like Facebook. You can't zoom in to see the profile picture. So when it's kind of like going into an interview. When they first see that you followed them, they're going to look at that picture and see if you're somebody that they want to follow. So look at your own profile picture and see if it's something that you would follow yourself. So that's the first thing, is your profile picture. The next thing is your little bio that you have. So if you have anything that says wraps or it works, like take that out of there. Something recently that Alyssa, I heard her talk about, is have business owner in there, because that is something that, like, oh, business owner. Even before you started at work, probably when you heard a friend say, I'm a business owner, or you heard somebody say business owner, it always sparks interest. Hey, Joanna.
Oh, hey. I can't see. Oh, there you are.
Hey, hey.
Hey, don't mind my mess. I just got, hold on.
We're gonna mute. Oh.
Okay, yeah, mute me, because I'm all over the place.
All right. Go ahead, Corinne, mute her. Okay, so your bio, put business owner in there, somewhere in there. Mine is public, so you guys can go look at mine. Just don't follow me, just look at mine. And you can look at mine every day if you want to, but when you look at it, you could see kind of like what I have as my bio. So think out of the box. I haven't put business owner in there. I just heard this today when I was listening to one of her trainings, so I will be adding that in there. But mine, I have my Facebook link. So I actually have had a lot of my IG people go in and click on my Facebook link, and now they're my friends on Facebook. I'll have random friend requests, and which is good because a lot of you on here are probably very consistent with Facebook. So they're going to see those adventures, and they're going to be able to, basically you're bringing them into your adventure, and they're going to be able to see your adventures, and you'll be able to see theirs. So that Facebook link, for you to figure out what it is, it's really simple. You could see it in your settings. You could actually edit it if you wanted to through Facebook to something simpler. Usually it's like your first name and like an initial of your last name. Mine is edited, so if you look at my profile, mine does look different. But you only have one chance to edit it. So I can't edit mine anymore. I wish I could. So I'm kind of stuck with what I have right now. So don't edit it unless you're 100% sure of what you want it to be for your Facebook link. My other thing on Instagram, so once you have your picture nice and clear of yourself, nice as your bio, I even have my phone number on there. I actually had somebody call from like, I think 2 days ago or something, that they had been following me for a while, and they had a bunch of questions on things that I had posted. So have your phone number on there. You never know who's watching you. The other thing is, hold on, let me follow my notes, because that way I don't kind of lose track here. All right, this one is a good one. Alyssa, she recommends like for your Instagram to look like a magazine. When you look at a magazine, a lot of people, I know I'm guilty of this, you flip through a magazine just looking at pictures. Like, how many of you guys really read all the articles? Really, you only read when the picture captures your attention. So think of that as your Instagram. So tonight, like after this, go and look at your wall. We're going to give it a makeover. So get rid of all those pictures that really don't catch your eye. What you can do with those pictures is take a screenshot of them, and then you're going to use the editing tool to pop the colors. And there's Pick Tap Go for those of you who have iPhone. And Alicia, actually, she today she was sharing about Android Afterlight. So if you have Android, Afterlight is the app that you want to use. You go in there and you play with the different, like, what are they called? The different filters, just to pop your colors. So for Pick Tap Go, there's 3 main ones that I use personally. I use bright side, lights on. Actually, there's 4 of them that I use the most. Bright side, lights on, crispity, and contrast. Play with them and see what makes the color pop the most. In Afterlight, whoever has Android, you guys are going to have to kind of play with that to see what just gives it, Afterlight. What gives it the best picture, or what gives it the best lighting. That's what you're playing with. Because when somebody is quickly, a lot of Instagram users are quickly going through, that's all they do. So if your picture pops, they're going to stop and look. So Afterlight is for Android, and Pick Tap Go is for iPhone. So you want to make sure the pictures look clear and crisp. If they don't, take the picture over or don't post it. Just make sure that your picture is very clear. The other thing is emotion. Nobody, when they look at your Instagram, and you capture their attention with the picture, they're going to read whatever you have underneath. If it's too long, if they're a new follower, they might not read it entirely, but if you catch their attention with emotion, they're more than likely to follow you back or to keep reading and start going through your wall to see what else you have going on. So emotion, it can be conveyed in a lot of ways. And I was kind of thinking, so when you're newer, sometimes you're like, well, I don't really have a story, but you do have a story. Your story is that you took a leap of faith, and a lot of people are scared to do that. So hats off to you if you took that leap of faith. Now, you took the leap of faith, and now you're able to work. Either if you already have a job, you're able to work on your free time, on your lunch breaks. You're able to work from your phone, so you don't have to go and leave your home extra time to go somewhere. So you're able to work from your phone and still work on building your own empire, or you're able to work and make some side money to pay your electricity bill, or you're able to work to put gas in your car, because there's a lot of people that can't even put gas in their car, guys. So you have to convey this emotion and this feeling so that people start watching, and that's what's going to get their attention. So you don't have to be making millions, even thousands. You don't have to be there. What they want, a lot of people want to lay their head down at night to know that their lights are not going to get shut off tomorrow morning. A lot of people want to go to bed knowing that they're going to be able to put gas in their car for the rest of the week. So if you make rap cash, that's awesome, because you can talk about that. Even if you make, I had a DT that her first commission check, I think, was I want to say $21. And she was so excited about this, and she would talk about it. And so she was signing people up from that, and it was because she was excited that she had that extra money. So just to kind of give you, and she wasn't big on social media, that was just from belly to belly. So if you convey that feeling through Instagram, because there are so many people on there, they're going to start following you. So that's another one, emotion with your pictures. Something else that, let me pull up my notes. It's helping them see that they can do this too. So if you seem like a real person, they're going to be like, oh, if they can do this, why can't I? So you want to keep that in mind. And also, I don't know if you've seen, if you go on my profile, sometimes you see some of my pictures have, and a lot of other people out there, they have pictures with words on them. I use Word Dream. Some people use Word Swag. On Android, you could use Rana, RHONNA. And Word Dream on iPhone is free. Rana, I think that one's free as well for Android. Word Swag, I think that one costs not much, like probably like $2 or so. But those are good. Just to give you an idea, think out of the box. Like today, if you go on my page is public. I Googled kids growing up too fast or something like that, and I looked up quotes. So I took a picture of myself and the baby earlier. So I put the quote that I found on our picture, because that way people see that I'm real, and those, whatever I'm putting on there on that picture, it's me with my kid, or however you want to do it. If you don't have kids yet, that's okay. Like, think of things out of the box. And you can Google quotes about freedom and just put the words with those apps on your own picture instead of using somebody else's picture. So that makes it a little bit more relatable, and they see that it's you. Because on Instagram, there's so many people out there just using quotes from other people. So if it's your picture, it's just going to pop more. It's going to stand out. So that's another good tip. Let me double check here. Sorry, I'm so used to having my desk. So this is like very different for me too, guys. Oh, okay. So I'm going to move on to those that start liking your pictures. So as your following gets bigger, and it doesn't have to be that huge. If you are interacting with the people that you're following, so like myself and a lot of some of my leaders on my team, what we've started doing these past few weeks is that we find 10 people to interact with. So these 10 people that you see their wall and you're like, wow, I could work with that person, or wow, they have good influence because they look so positive, they look so determined, they look so motivated. So what you do is you go on their wall and you show them some love. So what we do is that we love their first 12 pictures, and we comment on 6 out of those 12. Now, commenting doesn't have to take you hours. It could be quick. Just make sure it's genuine. Like, girl, I love that sweater, or your son has, those are some cute shoes. Where did you get them? Something to help with interaction, because all those notifications are going to pop up for them. And then guess what they're going to do? They're going to click and say, who's the Sandra girl that keeps liking my stuff or keeps commenting? And then they're going to see my wall and they're going to go through. So if my adventure seems interesting to them and it seems appealing, they're going to question it. You know what I mean? So definitely, that's why consistency on Instagram is pretty big. What I have recommended, if you are currently not on your phone, like that you could do this right now, put your phone on airplane mode.
Are you watching now?
Hey guys.
Hey, sorry, I don't know how to mute me.
On the driver's side.
I think you're gonna be muted, Iris.
Thank you. Sorry, I don't know how to do it.
Corinne, you got it?
I got.
Oh, there we go. Welcome. So, I lost my train of thought. As you guys can see, I'm outside and it's kind of chilly out here.
Airplane mode.
Airplane mode. Okay. So if you're currently not watching from your phone, put your phone on airplane mode right now. Once you put it on airplane mode, go into your Instagram, and I'm gonna kind of act like I'm doing it with you guys. So put it on Instagram. Go in like you're gonna post a picture. So you hit the little camera in the middle. That's how you post a picture on Instagram. Pick whatever picture you're gonna post. And this is not gonna go through, so don't worry about it, guys. So pick the picture. Once you have that picture picked, you know, it lets you pick a filter. So you hit next. And then after that, you can put in a caption. So you could write anything in. You could just write test if you want, because we're just testing it out. If you're in airplane mode, you're good if you just write test. Once you do that, hit next, and you're going to see that it fails. It doesn't let it post because your phone is on airplane mode, so it cannot post anywhere. Oh, Corinne's going to kind of show.
This is where the airplane mode is, where you're going to choose on your phone if you are iPhone. And you just click the airplane. Not sure on Android, but I don't think I have Instagram on here, darn it. Or I have my phone. Just so I'll go through the motions while you're talking.
That's it. You're going to go on air.
Right. And so
then once she's
on airplane, yep. Then you'll be able to choose a photo. So there's Miss Sandra. I'll be able to go to next. I can do a filter, and then I'll write in my caption, team training, and then okay. And so if I go ahead and I press to send this now, share, it's going to show this at the top. Failed. So if you can get a whole list of these here, and then so the next day all you have to do is hit that button right there. Once it's turned on, your phone's turned on.
Yeah, so it makes it so easy. So like me, like over the summer, this is Iris. Iris and I did this all summer long, guys. We would put our alarms on for every hour. So every hour our phone was going. It was so much that our families would know. If they would hear it, they go, Instagram. It kind of like became the joke. So what you can do is set up like 20 of those things. So when your Instagram alarm goes off, all you have to do is hit refresh on the one that you want to post at that time. And I'm telling you, it's a game changer, because you don't have to spend time. Because over the summer, we didn't know about this, guys. So over the summer, we would sit there and figure out what we were going to post the hour. If we would have had this, oh my God, it would have saved so much time. So definitely do that. What I recommend doing it is at nighttime. If you have kids like me, after the kids go to bed is when I have the most time to myself. So put yourself on airplane mode and just go through and start thinking. Start thinking of friendships. Start thinking of fun. Start thinking of freedom. Start thinking of all the apps. Spaces, which is selfies. Food. People love food on Instagram because they're all over the world. So think of all these things as you're going through on your airplane mode posting. And just go crazy posting. If you do 30 at a time, that's okay, because you're going to have some for the next day. So that's a really good one when you're starting off with Instagram. And the reason that we're talking about posting so much is because Instagram doesn't have an algorithm. And if you followed John Eric, which if you haven't, we highly, highly recommend it, is algorithm on Facebook means that only a certain percentage, and it's extremely small, of your friends are actually seeing your posts. So on Instagram, you don't have that problem. It's kind of like a problem. You don't have to worry about that. Whatever you're posting, all your followers are seeing if they're logging in at that time. Oh, I hear you. Hey, Mike. I can't mute it. So on Instagram, if you're posting every 30 minutes, that's okay, because I bet you in 30 minutes you're gonna hit a whole other market separate from whoever you saw 30 minutes before. So that kind of brings us to our before and after pictures. So we have to post before and after pictures because, like Corinne says, the proof is in the pudding, right? So when you do this, people are like, oh, if they could relate to whatever body part you just put, they're going to be like, wait a minute. You know, it's going to remind them of themselves. So yes, you have to still post before and afters. The magic number, like what Jade teaches, is the three rules. So 3 before and afters, because people are going to relate to those and say, because remember guys, we're the only ones that have this crazy wrap thing. So we do have an advantage over everybody else. We have amazing supplements, but we have the crazy wrap thing. So we have to remember that every time we post these before and afters, we are the only ones with the crazy wrap thing. So when you post these, give it like 48 hours. If you're posting just 3 of them, I mean, I would just leave it alone. But if you're posting more because, let's say, you just want more volume or you're looking for more loyal customers, then I would go through and erase some of them. But before you erase them, what I recommend doing is taking a screenshot of all the people who like them. Because I personally do message everybody who likes my before and afters. And I send them a simple message. All I say is, hey girl, thank you so much for the love on my picture. Are you interested? That's it. At that point, they say yes, no, or they ignore it. Either way, I celebrate all of them. So if they ignore it, it's okay. Maybe either they didn't see it or it's just not their time. If they say yes, then you know how, get with your sponsor if you're not sure on what to answer back, if you're just starting. And if they say no, that's okay. No means not right now. It does not mean no to you. They're not saying no, I hate you or anything. It just means not right now. So some of my no's, actually, one of my most recent no's recently became a DT. Let me move away because it's kind of loud over there. So one of my most recent no's, she actually became a DT. So don't worry if they say no, guys. It's not a big deal. There's how many people in the world that Jade always says? Like 7 billion people. So people out there.
7.1 billion.
Yeah, so that's a big number. So if one person says no, who cares? Move on to the other. Like, that's not a big deal. And a lot of us, like me in the beginning, sometimes I would take that no to heart. But if you go to a restaurant and the waitress asks you if you want ketchup on your burger and you say no, she's not going to get offended. So it's the same thing. They're not saying no to you. So keep that in mind when they say no. Let me get away from
Okay.
Oh my goodness, I can't hear.
Loser.
I think we lost Sandra.
Uh-oh.
Can you see me now?
Oh. All right, Corinne, mute everybody again.
Hey. All right, we're good.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so commenting and liking, I think, is the biggest thing, guys. We have to be thoughtful. We have to be friends. We have to spread love. The last month, a lot of my Instagram time has been being thoughtful, and that has made the world of a difference. So if you just started on Instagram, I started in April. So it's been months of me playing with it. Jennifer and I started at the same time. Right when we went diamond, we said we need to talk to more people because we knew what our goals were. So lately, interacting is huge. So you don't have to have a huge following. If you are just being very thoughtful on people, they're going to follow you because they're going to wonder what you're doing and why your life is so awesome, even if you have a job, if you do have a job, or why your life is so awesome, even if the world is like chaotic, why are you so positive? So that's huge with Instagram. Any question that you guys have about Instagram?
Again.
We unmuted?
I think Corinne unmuted everybody.
Okay, I have questions. Hi.
Go ahead, Joanna.
We've been discussing different apps and stuff like that, like to help us with our Instagram. I know. Sorry, I think I'm getting sick. We were talking about what's it called? Only Pulse, and there was another one, but now I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah. Only Poll is one of them. I was gonna do another training on that one, but basically, Only Poll is for those that have jobs. Only Poll helps with. It's kind of like a buffer for Instagram, so it will post for you, but without saying like posted by Only Pult. So it's spelled Only, O-N-L-Y, and Pult is P-U-L-T. So once you go in, you could do 7-day free trial to see how you like it. I love it. But basically, you go in, you link your Instagram account to it, and once you do that, you go into calendar, and you can schedule your posts for the whole week if you wanted to, or for the next day. So I know Iris has recently started using this. The way I set it up when I do use it is the night before. So the night before, when I'm in bed, I start clicking under calendar, and I just, every hour, I'm putting what I want to post for that hour, which what we spoke about, all the F's: friendships, fun, freedom, food, family, anything with that, faces, which is selfies. So that's with the Only Poll.
Sandra, can you just
Yeah.
spell that one more time, please?
Yeah, Only, O-N-L-Y.
Oh, okay, because it wasn't coming up in my app store.
It's not an app, I'm sorry.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a browser. Yeah, it's a
website.
browser. Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
So Only Pult, P-U-L-T. And then I'll bring up another one that we actually discovered last night. It's called Instagress. Insta, like Instagram, I-N-S-T-A, and then Gress, G-R-E-S-S. Now that one is going to be like your personal assistant. So I just started this last night. We've been playing with it to kind of figure it out. But it is amazing. So last night while I was sleeping, I set it up to like pictures for me, and I set it up to unfollow people for me, the people that weren't following me back. So it's like hiring somebody that's going to sit there and unfollow for me and like pictures for me. So the first 3 days are free. So I highly recommend getting on that tonight, letting it work while you're sleeping. If you need to follow people, then click the option to follow instead of unfollow. So everybody's a little different. I needed to unfollow. You can only pick one or the other. But you could click to like people or to like pictures. I wouldn't recommend to click the comment because it does like self-automation comments, and you don't really want to do that. It's very personal. Hey guys.
Personal.
So guys, I'm still outside. Hi. So I wouldn't recommend the comments one because you still want to be personal. You still can go into your Instagram and post while that's running, so that's not an issue. But try that one out. It's free for 3 days. I definitely would recommend that one. Instagress. When I woke up this morning, I had, man, I don't even remember now, but I had a lot of people that had been unfollowed, which I needed because I'm kind of off. Oh, talking about that.
Like
Okay.
176 people unfollowed, and then like 300 and something people likes.
That had like, that's awesome.
Last night.
So talking about that whole unfollow and follow thing, if you're kind of new to Instagram, you want to keep your ratio kind of close. So if you're following 1,000 people, or if 1,000 people are following you, you want to be following about 1,000 people, not more than 100 or under 100. Right now I'm way off. So if you look at my numbers, mine are off. That's why I have it unfollowing people for me. But there's apps other than that one if you, after the 3 days, don't want to pay for it, because there's different options. You could do like $10 a month, $4 for 3 days. There's a bunch of different options. But if you don't want to do that and you want to manually do it, you can use different apps. There's apps like Crowdfire. Crowdfire is one of them. You can go in and unfollow. There's InstaFollow. That one you could go in and unfollow on people. There's, I'm on my phone right now, so I can't even read the apps. But there's a few different apps out there that you can use to unfollow if you want to manually go in. The only thing is that when you manually unfollow, good night, Ronald, that when you manually unfollow is that you can only do a certain amount of people per hour. So that's the thing with manually doing it. So if you're working, you might not be able to get on every hour. So, hey, you might not be able to get on every hour. So that's why the Instagress is pretty cool, because it could be doing it while you're at your job. Or if you live a crazy work at home mom life like me, it still works for me because that's like a full-time job with no pay. So it's pretty cool. What other question, Joanna? Did you have another one about the only poll? You have to unmute yourself.
There we go. Oh, maybe not. What happened? Here, hold on.
There. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Now I forgot what I was saying. Oh, that I signed up for the Only Poll and I like lost looking at it. So I was just wondering when you're gonna do
Okay, I can do that this weekend.
this weekend.
Stay on the lookout because you
Yeah.
just signed up for it.
Yeah.
I was gonna go over it on Saturday too.
Relax. Please drop the phone. They can't
Oh,
see
okay.
you, ugly. They cannot see you, ugly.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Okay.
I know there was something else, but I don't remember what it was right now. If I think of it, I'll ask you.
Okay, sounds good. Anybody else have any questions?
I see that Amanda had asked in our chat why we have to set it on airplane mode. I'm wondering maybe if we had been able to answer that for you, Amanda. I just unmuted you.
Hey, Amanda.
Hi.
Did we answer your question, or did you want to know why it had to be on airplane mode?
Yeah. Why was it on, why do you have to have it on airplane mode? I didn't hear that.
Okay, so like let's say tonight when the babies go to bed, when the girls go to bed, and you have like an hour to yourself. So what you can do is put your phone on airplane mode and then go through and act like you're posting. So like let's say you post a picture of yourself with the babies and say, you know, this is the reason I do this. This is my why. This is why I work so hard every day, because I'm, you know, whatever your reason is, and then you hit post, like it's going to post. It's not really going to post. It's going to say failed at the top. So do a bunch of those. You could do like as many as you want, 10 or 15 tonight before you go to bed. So tomorrow, when you start your work day, every hour, what you can do when your phone is not on airplane mode is you can hit, there's a little like I think it says retry for iPhone,
Yeah.
right? So you
Refresh.
hit refresh, yeah. So you hit that button and it's going to put that post up. And then you have,
Got it now. I got it now.
got it? So you'll have a bunch lined up for the next day.
That was just to have it lined up. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
I
So it'll
got
just save you time, especially if you're busy.
Okay, I got it. I understand it now.
Awesome.
Yay. Any
All right.
other questions?
Another one was why can they not follow you? Why can one of your teammates not follow you?
Well, if it's somebody I know, I won't block you. But if it's like another VT that I don't know and it's nothing personal, I just don't know. Sometimes people are not ethical, and sometimes people are trying to go for people commenting or liking on my stuff, or going for my followers. So
Okay, so poachers, right?
poachers, yes.
Yeah. They are so fun. Awesome.
Yes.
All right. Now, anything, Jennifer, what do you think? Anything that any questions that would be good to answer?
The only thing that I would mention is, like, when I post on Instagram, you know how you can link it to your Facebook and it goes to post on Facebook?
Yes. Don't do
What
that.
I do, well, John Eric says not to post everything that you post on Instagram on Facebook, so, have a little balance, I guess, of things not to put on Facebook as well. But the ones that I do post on Facebook, let me see if I can show you. When you post on Facebook, and then when you post on Instagram, and then you go look at your Facebook page, if you go to your profile, the privacy is not going to be set to public. So let's say this picture right here, I posted it from Instagram. On the top, it says Instagram, and it's only to my friends. Only my friends can see it. So every time I post from Instagram to Facebook, I go to my Facebook page and I click on the little arrow and I click edit privacy and put it on public. So my friends can see it. So that happens every time that you link a post from Instagram to Facebook. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that feature. Man, somebody's car alarm is going. Sorry, guys. So I think Mirla started sharing her screen. I could see her screen. Yeah, that's a good tip. I didn't know about that, Jennifer. Just because I personally never.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I do instead, and it's the only reason is because of the algorithm. And my background, guys, is in computers, and I am geeky. I have my associates in that and my bachelor's. So I don't do that. So what I do is I just take a second out to copy. I literally just copy from my Instagram and I paste it into my Facebook instead of hitting that link. It only takes me an extra like 2 seconds, but it's because I don't want my post to get lost in the algorithm. But if you do click it because you have no time, then do what Jennifer's saying, because I didn't know that. That's good to know. So you want to go in and
because
switch
if you put it public, the algorithm, you have more chances of people seeing it than if it's just your friends, if you are going to link it.
Yeah, if you're going to link it.
I have I use if this then that IFTT, so that whatever I post on my IG goes to the Facebook. And then, like she was saying, it gets lost in the algorithm. What I do is maybe like a couple days later, I'll go back and share the same post over from my IG. Share my IG post,
On Facebook?
on Facebook. Like I reshare it.
Sharing does get actually good algorithm. Okay. Yeah, one a good way to do it. Or just take a second out or 2 seconds out to copy and paste it and repost it. That's another way.
Yeah, I've done that before too.
Yeah, that's another
When I'm
cool
for
thing.
time, like sometimes I'm like, oh crap, it's my 11 o'clock break, but I only get 15 minutes, and I'm just like, trying to eat something and message people or just show love, whatever it is, and I'm running out of time and I can't make a new post. I'll just reshare something from way back in my IG, and it'll just jump up like that, like not jump up, but like post up like that.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, Joanna, actually, because today I was watching Alyssa. Guys, if you don't know who Alyssa is, look her up. Alyssa Bill, I can't even pronounce her last name, but it's B-I-L.
Bayou.
Yeah, Bayou.
I thought it was like
Lissa. Last name is B-I-L, and then it should populate the rest of her name.
I think it's like Y-E-U. The reason I'm telling you about her is because she built her business off Instagram, 100%. She signed up 500 distributors last year in 2015 from Instagram. So I am going to listen to somebody who has success from it.
And actually, I want to add a little credibility to yours and Yennefer's tips and advice. These girls learned about, using IG to build your business, toward the beginning of the year, last year?
Yeah, April-ish.
Okay. And so what they did was they just tuned into every training that there possibly was from our top leaders who built on Instagram. And so it took them a good 6 months to start seeing any kind of return on the time they spent on Instagram. So this is something where you definitely do invest time. And then all of a sudden, like we do have a diamond chat. So they'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm talking to 3 people from Instagram finally. Like, so they're getting distributors now. They're getting customers now from there. And it's coming in more at a steady pace. So, they've invested. So don't give up on it if you're not seeing results in 2 to 3 months. So you do definitely want to get your followers up and really grow your influence on IG that way.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because it doesn't happen overnight. And I even think I have personally enrolled ETs that sometimes they kind of go, but I'm not seeing the results. And it's because it doesn't happen overnight. Yeah. It takes like even Alyssa, if you hear her, she talks about how she was blogging for like 2 years before. So she was working hard on that. And then she came into her work. So you really have to grow your influence. You really have to like and comment on people's stuff. You have to show that you care. And if it's not genuine, people for some reason can read it through the web.
Yes, do not think you're a spam bot.
Yeah. So you can't, on Instagram, you can't copy and paste 100 times. And I learned this the hard way. We went to eat, when we went out on the boat, I'll tell you a little story. When we went on the boat, I searched, because that's when I was learning, you can search by places. So I searched, we ate at this place called Grills. So everybody out there's that poisonous fish that there's very few restaurants that you can eat that at. And I can't remember the name of that fish now. It was delicious. So I started Instagram, searching who else had eaten this fish. And I was like, oh my God, it was so good. Oh my God. So I just copied and pasted because I thought that would be easier. We were just here this weekend. It was delicious. And after a while, it kind of said, okay, you can't keep posting the same thing. So Instagram even catches it when you're just being copying and pasting. So it's somewhere where you want to make sure that you are being genuine. And that's going to come a long way. It's going to come a very long way because they're going to come back to your wall and they're going to be interested in what you have to say because you're being genuine.
All right, I actually have a question myself. My question is, I know that earlier I saw on Carrie's training that having your name, here is good, but then your username. How important is your username on Instagram? Because I know Jennifer has Yenny4, and then, people have weird ones. So I'm just curious, how important do you think that username is?
That's huge. Mine used to be Skin and Body Coach. If you guys don't know, my background is in skin. So I had asked my one friend, Sam. I have never even met her in person, but she's built she's double diamond, and her entire thing is off Instagram. So I asked her one day, hey, I'm trying to build this up. Can you go through my Instagram? And so she went in, and the first thing she said was, you have to change your name. I was like, oh, okay. It's huge. She said if people feel like you are being salesy or that you're a business, they're not going to follow you. They want to know that you're a real person just like them. So she told me, use your first name and your last name or a spin-off off your name. So that's when I changed mine to be Sandra underscore M, which is my middle initial, underscore Crespo. Because then people can even look me up under Sandra Crespo because now they know my first name and last name in Facebook and see that I'm real, see that everything's linked together.
Awesome.
So yeah, I'm glad you asked that. That's huge, guys. No wraps in your names, no skin and body coach like what I had. Be real. You want them like Yenny, you want them to know that if you meet them in the street, you're a real person.
Awesome. Another one is I've heard of some people who do every other is like a before and after photo or a couple lifestyle, then a before and after. And then I've heard that some people go back and they completely delete them after like 24 hours. So what do you do or what do you recommend? Do you delete them or just make sure you have a minimal amount of before and afters to keep on there?
Before and afters, I recently have started deleting them because I've been reusing them. Because you'd be surprised at the whole new world of followers that you're going to touch tomorrow when you use the same picture. But before I delete it, I take screenshots so I know who likes it because I message all those people.
Oh, that was a good one. So if anybody else has any questions, you can raise your hand or unmute yourself. We don't want to take too much more of your time, Sandra. We really are extremely grateful that on date night,
I know.
you're out training. So that is leading from the front, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh, no problem. I had already told him. I'm like, I'm sorry. He's like, it's okay. What he told me was, and guys, this is why you don't give up if your guy is not 100% into it, because Lewis wasn't. But he told me, he's like, it's okay. That's why you can work from your phone, and that's awesome.
Yes,
So,
I love it.
Yeah.
Listen to all the car alarms. Well, thank you so much, Sandra. Enjoy the rest of your night. And thank you all for coming on live. Investing in yourself and your business is huge, and we really appreciate you guys showing up too.
Yeah, and if anybody has any question, are you going to post this, Corinne?
Yeah, I'm going to see where it records too. Absolutely.
Okay, so you guys can ask any questions on the thread, and if for some reason you can't, just send me a message, and I'll answer it.
Perfect. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.